What happens when a team goes all in on a home final? Let me tell you, it doesn't get much more dramatic than what we saw at the SCG last Saturday. Sydney didn't just win, they obliterated Port Adelaide in a way that left fans scratching their heads. I mean, 97 points. That's not just a win, it's a statement. And let's be honest, when you're staring down a 50-point lead in the second quarter, you're not just playing football, you're putting on a show. But here's the thing, this wasn't just about the final score. It was about strategy, youth, and the cruel irony of injury timing. Let me break it down for you. First off, Sydney's approach here was textbook. They didn't just want to win, they wanted to dominate. And they did. But what's fascinating is how they pulled it off. You know how teams often talk about clinical efficiency in front of goal? Well, the Swans didn't just talk about it, they lived it. Converting 41% of their entries compared to Port's 20%? That's not just good, that's ruthless. It's like they had a blueprint for every single attack, and the power had no idea what hit them. But here's the kicker, Sydney wasn't even the best at winning the ball. They only narrowly led the inside 50 count. So what does that tell you? It tells you that when you're this clinical, you don't need to be the best at every single metric. You just need to capitalize when you do get the ball. And they did it with such precision, it felt like watching a well-rehearsed dance routine. Now, let's talk about the young guns. William Green made his debut, and honestly, I think he's going to be a game changer. Think about this, he's a rookie ruckman who came in for Brodie Grundy, who's off having a baby. That's not just a roster shuffle, it's a gamble. But Green didn't just survive, he thrived. 20 hitouts, 11 disposals, and a nervous behind? That's not bad for a debut. And here's the thing, he was up against Alex Van Wyk, another debutant ruckman. This battle between two young rucks? It's like watching the future of the game unfold. And yet, neither of them were even the main ruckman for their teams. Jordan Sweet was on the bench. That's how much this game was about youth, and how much it's changing the AFL landscape. Then there's the Coleman Medal race. Charlie Curnow is on fire, isn't he? 5 goals in this game alone, pushing his tally past 60. And if he keeps this up, he's going to be the first player since the 2000s to win the medal with multiple games left. But here's the twist, this isn't just about stats. It's about how he's adapting. He's not just a finisher anymore, he's a playmaker, a leader. And when he's on, he's unguardable. But what makes this really interesting is how he's handling the pressure. He's not just scoring goals, he's making the right decisions, drawing fouls, and creating opportunities for his teammates. That's what separates the greats from the good. And then there's Jason Horne-Francis. The man was on the cusp of a milestone, his 100th game. But instead of celebrating, he's limping off the field with a suspected knee injury. That's the cruel irony of sports, isn't it? You're on the verge of a big moment, and then it all goes sideways. But here's the thing, even with the injury, he still managed to kick 2 goals, 18 disposals, and 6 clearances. That's not just resilience, that's dominance. And yet, the power lost by 27 points. That's the kind of performance that makes you wonder, what if he had stayed on the field? Would the outcome have been different? Or was this just the inevitable collapse of a team that couldn't match Sydney's intensity? Let's not forget the tactical genius of Dean Cox. 5 forced swaps. That's a lot for any coach to pull off, especially in a high-stakes game. But Cox didn't just make changes, he made them work. Bringing in Sam Wicks, who was coming back from injury, and Jesse Detoli, who hadn't played since March. That's not just risk, it's calculated aggression. And it paid off. Detoli even scored his first 2 AFL goals in this game. That's the kind of spark that can turn a team's season around. But here's the deeper question, how long can a team keep relying on young players to carry them? Because while it's exciting, it's also risky. One injury, one missed game, and suddenly you're back to square one. And let's talk about the crowd. 40,014 people at the SCG? That's not just a number, it's energy. It's the kind of atmosphere that can make a team feel invincible. And Sydney? They fed off it. Every goal, every tackle, every clearance felt like it was being done for the fans. But here's the thing, when you're playing like that, you're not just winning games, you're building legacies. And for Sydney, this game might just be the beginning of a run toward a home final. But for Port Adelaide? They're in a tough spot. They've got injuries, they've got inconsistency, and they've got a team that's struggling to adapt. If they don't figure it out soon, this could be the start of a long, hard season. So what does this all mean? It means that in the AFL, nothing is certain. A team can be on top of the world one week, and then face a brutal reality the next. But for Sydney, this game was a masterclass in how to dominate. It wasn't just about talent, it was about strategy, youth, and the sheer will to win. And as for Port Adelaide? They've got a lot to fix, but they've also got a chance to rebuild. The question is, will they take it? Or will they let this loss define them for the rest of the season? I think we'll find out soon enough.